then I would suggest us to continue going, continue to stretch out the extensors and the flexors until you do feel that freedom in the forearm. Okay, moving on. One of the most practical and useful wrist mobility movements that I incorporate quite a lot through hand balancing is something called controlled rotations. Now, for this, I would like you to take one of your blocks and place it on the highest setting. Now, you're going to place your forearm on the block, and the forearm section between the elbow and your wrist, we want to keep completely still and fixed. Now, a nice way to do this is to clamp that forearm with the opposite hand. Okay, so just to give you a little bit of a practical demonstration here, so I'm going to find a fist with this right hand, and I want to create just small rotations through the fist. But when I'm doing these rotations through the fist, I want to make sure that as I'm rotating the hand, the fist, that isn't also rotating the forearm with the fist. So what I want to make sure then is I keep the fist as fixed as I can. So clamping that forearm with the opposite hand is a useful way to do that. And then I'm being very mindful in doing these controlled rotations here now through the fist, through this right hand. And I'm just making sure, I'm kind of keeping the top side of the fist here, the kind of base of the forearm flat. That's a nice way to keep an eye on making sure that you're not rotating through the forearm. And as I'm doing these control rotations, I'm going to do about 10 rotations in one direction. And I'm being very slow with this. The slower you do this, the more effective and functional you'll find it is for your wrist joint. And you really do start to notice quite a lot of energy and activity happening in your forearm muscles. I'm going to do about another 4 rotations here. Some of you might be noticing as you're trying to do these controlled circular rotations